You talked about rejection. How long did it take you to get over this feeling of a no is a no and that's about it? Like I can't do anything about that.
You know what? I will say this. I think I'd be lying if I would say I am totally over the nose. You know what really helped me is that voiceover in general really helped me. I think I found my world. I did a lot of musical theater, a lot of singing, a lot of plays. I still do some plays now, less musical theater now, but there's something about that process of auditioning where you go in and they see you in person and they're sort of judging you physically, understandably, like they're looking at your body, your hair, your height, your how old or young and or whatever, you look. And when you go in and do your art in person and you get rejection in person, for me, it was a harder thing to learn how to take because there's something like really intimate about singing 10 feet away from somebody or doing acting. I will never forget, I did this play where I got final callbacks, and it was a play about like my brother sexually molesting me, and it was in front of the actor Josh Lucas. Was my final auditions, and I had to do this whole monologue where I was like weeping and crying and boogering and had been molested and blah. And at the end, like you've ripped yourself open, right? And there's a part of you that you have to go to places you've never been, and then they're like, "Thank you, Rebecca." And then I didn't get that play. Somebody else got it, which is totally fine. It would have been acting opposite Chris Messina, actually, ironically, back in the day when he was also like a young, up and comer. And that night, I had to go work a catering gig. And I went to the catering gig and I was like in a polyester tuxedo, as you do when you are cater waitering, passing around like Boursin cheese tarts. And am walking around and I look up and I say, Boursin cheese tart. And it was the director for the play that I didn't get the part. And I was like, oh, but interestingly, I had beaten myself up like I didn't get this part, yada, yada. He proceeds to recognize me and walk me around the room. Guys, this is Rebecca. She's fantastic. She was in for my theater. She's such a great actress, yada, yada, yada. Like I had taken it as, oh, epic fail. I didn't get this part. I'm in a polyester tuxedo. It's terrible. I'm passing fours on cheese tarts out in like the East Hamptons or something. I don't even remember. I'd like been bussed out. And I was like, and not only did I not get this part, but now I'm cater waitering to the director. And really, what I learned about it was I had won the room, I just hadn't won the part. They were
Hmm.
fans of me. And my job, honestly, was to make a fan of the person in the room, even if that part didn't need cilantro. Maybe they needed cinnamon, right? So they chose cinnamon just because of the recipe they needed for the play. But they didn't not see the value of what I did in there. It's just so personal, right? So it's so
Hmm.
hard because you feel like, oh, I'm in person, you've seen me. It's so awkward. But to go back to what voiceover allowed me to do is get a little bit less married to every single audition because it's a volume game, and oftentimes you're like in your own closet and you're making choices and it goes out into the ether and people are just listening to a vocal choice, so you
Hmm.
feel less judged personally because they don't know what you're looking like. I mean, they can Google you, I guess, but they don't. In general, they're like just listening to a tone of voice, and so there's something sort of detached about it that made it easier to like celebrate yeses or not and like move on from the no's. That being said, there are still huge things that I auditioned for that I'm like, oh man, I really wish I could get this. But it's okay. Like in the grand scheme of things, I tell myself, like, just win the room. My job is not to win this job. My job is to win the opinion of the casting director, the opinion of the director, the opinion of the network, or whatever it is. So they think that Rebecca Soler, she's great. I can't
Yeah.
use her now, but I like her a lot. Maybe there's going to be something that I can use her for. And
Yeah.
that's where it's like a super long game. And you just have to be like, they always say paciencia y fe, like patience and faith, like keep it going.
Yeah, thanks for saying
So
that. I'm a writer, and what you said reminded me of a line I had written. Even though this is a defeat, it's informing a victory later.
100%, I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.